Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to 2025. Happy New Year, everybody. Is it getting close to the time where we stop saying that? It's still January. It's only been 11 days into the new year, and I feel like it's already been a month. Who was first today? Looks like Stereo Decor. Welcome, welcome. Sam Kidd is here. Josh Holiday. Hey, hey. Marco Freudenberg. Jan Kalinowski. Very nice message. I concur. Wishing everyone all the best for 2025. What's up, Chimp? Glad you like the 303. Hey, David Andrews. Angel Alanis. That guy. You've been busy. You like taking over my Facebook feed. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Let's get started. I'm feeling hesitant somehow. I just want to let this float on for a little while and ramble on. As I said in the chat, shake it out, deep breath. I feel like when I come back from a break, it's like I'm starting all over again. Let's go. Wait, let's let the chord hit. That's my favorite part of the whole track, right there. See, that's the problem. I'm enjoying listening to my intro music too much. All right, enough dilly-dallying. Let's bring it in. What's up, everybody? We're back. It's a new year. It's the same old Selway's Techno and Electro Saturdays. It's been so many weeks. I feel like, I don't know, so much time has passed. I'm really glad to get going again and to get back into the swing of things. We're here at 343 Labs, which, as you know, is the sponsor. Well, no, I work there. I help run the place. We sponsor ourselves here. We don't have sponsors. I don't need to give you any disclosures. Yeah, it's been busy around here. Our fourth cohort for our one-year program just got started. We have a DJ program now for the first time. I think the first class was on Thursday, and then there's another one on Sunday, and it's kind of like a soft opening. It's in development, but I don't know. We got a bunch of Pioneer gear. We have our main event area, our classroom 1. It's the big room with we built a stage. We installed DMX controlled lighting, which I'm getting really nerdy about. I'm trying to get it set up so I can synchronize, do like live streams in there and have the lights change with the OBS scenes. There's all this fun stuff to nerd out about now. Well, there always is, right? So yeah, things are in full swing here at 343 Labs. We've got all of our production classes going on. I'm doing three synthesis and sound design courses at the same time right now. And it's a nice group of people, really enjoying it. We just did the first class for all three this week, and it all went great. I'm really psyched to keep moving with these guys. It's going to be fun. And as always, if you want to know more about our educational programs here at 343 Labs, you know what to do. We've got the descriptions down there, and you can click through and see everything you need to see. And of course, join the Discord if you're new, if you've been watching for a while but you haven't been taking part yet. If you want to know what's going on with upcoming activities such as the Auto Freak remix crazy thing that we did towards the end of last year. I'm still working on that. Christian and I are supposed to link up about who's getting released. Of the winners, right? The top winners are going to get released on Tronic. We're thinking about doing a techno EP and an electro EP, something like that. So he's been touring, and we did our 3-hour-ish live stream where we made a new techno track together. That was a paid event. Some of you might have been there. I think some of you were. That went out. That came out great. I was really psyched with that. We polished that up a little bit. That's going to be coming out at some point early in the year, probably. And anyway, back to what we've been up to. Join the Discord. Link is below if you haven't already, in case something else comes up. Speaking of what's coming up, oh my gosh, where am I? So I got to do my due diligence here with 343 Labs and also let you guys know about Chop Shop. We've mentioned this before. Great Dane. Dane is one of our producers, instructors, and here at 343 Labs, and he's a great producer and DJ, and he's working more in the kind of hip hop, trap, bass area. But he does these monthly sample challenges, and he features artists and also some of our students here. Some of our, higher achieving students here at 343 Labs will provide samples for this challenge. But this is going on every month, and it's open to any kind of genre. So, there's some people that have made some pretty cool techno remixes, for example, for some of the chop shops. So why not? Why not take some of these kind of bass music, hip hop, trap, sample challenges and do something new with it? So that's coming up January 29th. You can go, there's maybe I'll put a link in the chat if it's not in the description already. And you can go to 343. That's actually 343labs.com/chop-shop. If you want to type it out, you could download the samples and take part of that. Does it give I'm just like, where's the deadline for submitting? All right, it must be in there somewhere. Submissions due. Okay, that's where it says last week of the month. So as soon as possible before January 29th. That's what the deadline is. All right. So there's that. How are y'all doing? What's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? Hi, chat. I'm talking to the chat now. Acid Bat is here. Says he's into the Chop Shop Challenge. Sounds good. Josh Holiday is cold. Yes. Where are you again, Josh Holiday? Here in New York, it's been super cold every day. It eased up a little bit last couple of days, but still wind chill riding around on my bike. Brr. Definitely. Marco Freudenberg saying good things take time. Yes, with the Auto Freak Remix Challenge, we want to make sure we do it right. And there's no hurry. We'll take our time and do it right. What's that song? Baby, you can do it. Take your time. Do it right. You can. Okay, anyway. No more singing for me today, I think. Marco's got the flu. I'm sorry. Do y'all do chicken soup when you feeling sick like that? Anyway, get your rest, drink your water, sweat it out. Angel, yeah, you're making fun of me for singing that song, right? Enough. Wow, everybody's sick. David Andrews is sick. Everybody take care of yourselves. Watch it. Did you get vaccinated? I mean, okay, no arguments about that. Do what you need to do that you think is good for you to be well, to stay well and be healthy, whatever that is. Acid Bat says pho. Definitely down with that. I'd love to have that for lunch today. Maybe I'll do that after the stream. Go to a Vietnamese place and get some noodle soup. That would be cool. Definitely the right weather for that. And all right, I'm going to put David Andrews says techno is the cure. I'm going to leave that one up. It could also electro too. Let's just include that. Techno and electro are the cures, at least for today. Speaking of today and what we're doing, I have a couple of new plugins, and I one of them's been around a while, and the other one came out sort of later in the year. And I was kind of like, I saw some YouTube videos about them, and I was holding off on, do I really need these? Is this something that I kind of like how they sound, but do I really need them? And then, end of the year, I'm like, hey, let's buy some stuff for my, I have a little bit of extra money. I can get some business write-offs for my Schedule C tax return with the IRS for 2024. So yeah, why not spend a little money if I can afford it on some stuff that I would like to have? So I bought some plugins, and I bought a digital mixer. And where is this button? These guys. Beat Surfing's Random and Random Metal. Have you guys checked these out? I'm sure you have. I mean, if you're a plug-in synthesizer nerd like me and you watch YouTube, this probably came up in your feed. What's up, Go Agora? How's it going? Angel has Random. How do you like it? I think it's cool. Now, I think it's pretty much some kind of physical modeling situation. I mean, I didn't really even read all of the. I honestly, when I watched the videos, I didn't really pay that much attention to the details, other than how it sounded. I'm like, oh, that's cool, and you can randomly create lots of fun stuff, and that's really great for making techno and electro sounds. So probably will like it. But yeah, I think it's it's got resonators in it. There's some kind of physical modeling setup here, and I like that stuff. So I went ahead and did it. So that's what we're doing today. I'm making some weird electro. today with just so we, and this is literally, I just started a beat right before the stream. And literally, this is what we're going to do today. We're just going to play around with random metal and make some crazy, freaky, clanky, wonky sounds for some electro beat grooves. And, you know, for it could go either way. Electro techno, I'm leaning electro, syncopated, a little funk. Right? And I've always liked this idea with physical modeling, you know, where you're using kind of acoustic, organic influence, but making like very electronic, futuristic, robotic music that has this kind of organic flavor, acoustic flavor to it. I love that hybrid. So this is perfect for that. You know, when I use Live's Collision and so on for physical modeling, this new, where are we? Tella, you saw me playing around with Tella from Fours recently. Also has kind of a physical modeling / resonator kind of modal thing going on. I love this area of synthesis, and it sounds fresh to me compared to like, you know, 70s, 80s analog synth technology, which I love too. And a lot of electro has that, and I'm going to keep doing that. I'm not saying goodbye to that, but I like having these kind of more modern, fresh soundscapes to work with. What do you think? Cool, right? Do you think that's cool? I think it's cool. And Angel Alanis is calling out Simplant. Agreed. I need to get... I spent so little time with Simplant 2 last year, and it's so amazing. Why did I leave it behind? That's definitely another one we need to bring back. All right. A few more shout-outs here. What's up, Joel? Raquelme, nice to see you. Marvelous Z is here. Jan on his feet. You missed me. He's calling me Johnny. Johnny. No one calls me Johnny, but you're allowed. It's fine. Nice to have you here. Aaron Hedges is in the house. What's up? DJ Callie C is in the house. And I don't know, let's make some noise. Let's see what kind of weird, crazy, it's not that crazy. Let's see what kind of vibe we've got going on here right now. And why won't this thing clear? Go away message. Sorry, I don't want to diss you, David, but there it is. It's off. How does that sound? Level's okay. You can hear me talking over it. One of the things I always need to remember to check when I'm streaming is, do you hear any doubling or any sound leaking through the mic from the speakers? Chimp, are you being mean? Really? Or are you talking about something else? I hope you're talking about something else. Okay, so that's just kind of the groove right now. I like this kind of rolling. It's fast. It's a little floaty. It's not too banging, right? But it's still heavy. It's got a lot of... it's not mixed yet. It's got a lot of low end. It's probably a little muddy. All right, I'm going to try to turn it up a little bit. Y'all tell me if you can hear this coming through the mic too much. I'm going to get rid of the random low-end weird thing for a second. So it's just kick and clap. I could just have, I'd love to have just this for like 5 minutes with the delays and filters on the delays tweaking. I'll show you what I'm doing here in a second. But it's just all that. It's like a kick with a lot of delay on it and some effects, other effects, but mostly delays. And the clap is made with random metal, but I resampled it. Cool. All right, thinks it sounds good. Stereodecor says no doubling. I'm happy. Let's see what's going on with this kick. Right, so wait, I don't know why I did this, but that's the kick. It's a sample from the RM50, Yamaha RM50, which is a drum machine I owned. I think I talked about it when I was playing, when we started the whole Auto Freak thing. I was trying to look for some of the old sounds that I used to make the harder version of it. And this was the kick, I believe. So I don't know, I was just sitting around here and I'd use it again. It sounds a little bit like a 909, but different. It's got a little compression on it in the sample. And then I've got this. And that's what's giving it the rolling kind of floaty feel for me, because it's 15 16th notes. So you're hearing an echo at a 16th note before the downbeat, and then it does a 16th note before that, and then a 16th note before that, and then so it's kind of sounds like the delay is coming up from silence, and I love this effect. The first time I remember doing this was on a Synapse track, BPMF, Jason Shostak and I. Which track was it? One of these Synapse tracks we did for, I think it was the one we did on interdimensional transmissions. It has this effect on the 606 with this like long delay that causes this swell up. All right, so I'm doing that again, but I've got the low end filtered out so it doesn't make too much rumble. So it's just the sharp part of the kick. And then, I don't know, I was kind of wanting it to jump out of the speakers a little more, to have a little bit more sharpness. And I was thinking I should have put an EQ, compressor on it. What's something a little more creative I can do? So I threw this, this is a Max for Live clone of the disperser from Kilohertz. And so this is adding some kind of all-pass filtery shifting phasiness to it, which I think sounds cool. And now I need to be careful with the sub and with everything and how it sounds in the mix. But I like the little snap that it gives now. And it's giving there's a bit of stereo phase on there, so it's dangerous to do on the subs, but so far so good. When I put it in mono, it doesn't disappear. Why do you think the kick and clap sound like severe medical conditions? Why? What's up, Hoobie? Nice to have you. Angel, send me the sample. You just sampled me talking? Send it to me. We're going to drop... I'll try to drop it in if we're clever, if we can be clever enough to do that on the air without interrupting things. All right. Nice, dry, sharp clap. Nothing crazy. You know, this is like the simplest sort of sounds you can make with the random metal plugin. All right. Oh, sorry. Before I get back to the clap, I put another delay on this because why do I need more? Why not? All right. So I'm playing around with this delay, this bucket brigade, this analog delay from emulation from Arturia. And I kind of started out just playing with this filter in here. I mean, just, you know, with like really minimal kind of hypnotic stuff, you can just do that for a while. It is kind of in a techno direction like this, right? Like if I were to add in the steady kick drums, as is saying this, it is starting to sound a little techno-y, but it's a little hybrid. It's like a little techno, a little electro, but I'm not going to put a steady kick in it. Actually, one of the things that I can do to start making it a little bit more electro is what I do with a hi-hat. So this is, wait for that delay to get out of the way. This is random metal. And this is just a hat kit preset. And I think pretty much the way this is working is each of these matter, these types of, you know, there are different sort of types of textures and sounds, you know, so the Volcanium are more bright hi-hat-y kind of textures, metallic kind of textures. So, oops, no, don't want to change that. So, you know, this is, I've heard synthetic hi-hats like this before, but oh, I like that little chirp. There's so much cool stuff you can do just moving around with this XY thing. Now I haven't gotten around to like modulating or automating this thing yet. I'm still just kind of working with one shots or playing them as they are, but being able to have that kind of complexity with just one or two controls is pretty dope. Just need some crazy syncopated hi-hat rhythms and then tweaking it. That sounds fun. Cool. Yes, Angel, you should have already bought that. You got it. Bass Kittens is in the house. What's up? Nice that you're here. Getting weird today. All right, let's get this hi-hat pattern in here. I mean, I kind of like how it sounds with the upbeat. And then we got, you know, it's a kit, so we've got all these different hi-hats to play with. That sounds kind of cool. All right, I don't know about that open one. It's a little clanky. I'm just playing around. Oh, we got to set it off. 2 straight. Like one of those variations in there of me screwing around playing the hi-hats on the keyboard could be a good starting point. Let me just pick 1 or 2 bars of that. Actually, let's quantize it. I kind of like for a beginning part to have it start out sparse like that. And that's kind of what I was thinking when I was playing it, is create some simple ones and some more busy ones and then some crazy ones and then go back and switch between them. Not bad. I'm going to dial back some of that filtery knocking on the... Yeah, it was a little much. Taking up a lot of space in the upper mids. I think, all right, so of course this isn't the only plugin that does this, but you can generate sounds and then just drag them out. It'll render it to a sample immediately. You know, I think like Serum can do this, of course, and a lot of other things can do this. So if I just want that hi-hat to be a sample, there it is. That's what I did with this clap earlier. And the clap is actually longer than that. It's got a long sort of reverby tail on it. I'm going to throw that in there occasionally so it's longer. All right, let's see if it works. What am I doing? There we go. Yeah, something like that. Man, all right, I love that effect with the rolling sort of rising 16th note delays, but it is annoying when you stop and start and it creates a train wreck. Something like that. Interesting. Okay. So let's get into, I had this sort of bass slash I don't know what sound happening in there already. Let's throw that back in there and see what it's doing. And it's heavy and resonant and bassy and it's got this little random pitch change in the overtones. Woo! I really like this. It's weird, but I'm grooving to it. I don't know, it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I would get down to this. I'm not sure about that high note, but I thought it'd be fun to throw in one every now and then. And then I have a variation of this that's busier. It's a little intense. Let's see. What? It's even heavier, right? It's kind of chopping it up with that extra syncopation in there. See you later, Marco. Nice to have you. Let's see if this sounds good. It's like maybe it just sticks out a little too much, or I could use a different sound. It doesn't have to be this sound. It could make another sound. Okay. Somebody said something. Somebody said, what about an effects or atmosphere in the background? And yeah, so I was already starting to think of that. I resampled this, and I'm going to make some more. And in addition to just showing you what I did already, we should look at the plugins and make some new sounds, right? So let's see. I have this that I made earlier. Woo! And it's got some fragments on there doing some little granular-y, pitch shifty things, but I like this. It's ominous. It's atmospheric. I want to put a big washy reverb on it though. Let's do that. I mean, the fragments is giving it some atmosphere, but I mean like some Valhalla kind of big, beautiful, lush reverb. I think would be great. Let's see. We've got Supermassive. We've got Vintage Verb. Supermassive is appropriate for this, I think. Let's throw that in there and see what happens. Bigger. Even bigger. All right, massive is too much. Let's try, I don't know, one of these. Let's try Cygnus X1. Who knows? Maybe that'll sound good. That's a lot. What happens if we put the reverb before the... Oh, that's cool. Putting the reverb before the fragments and you still hear the granular stuff more clearly. That's good. All right. I could play around more with that. But I feel like I need to EQ this already. It's super resonant. Also, it's kind of dirty down on the low end. Okay, something like that. I don't want to do too much mixing right now. Does that even work on top of the bass thing? Let's see. This has some crazy resonance in it too, which is good. We'll see when I mix it what I need to do to this. It's got that hoo in it. I kind of like it though. I like that it's weird and rough and whatever. But it is taking the energy down. We got to watch it with those whooshy atmospheric effects, right? Just a little bit. Okay. Maybe I should do that. Make it more resonant. All right, I could automate that, like what I was just doing, and record that. But what kind of filter would I want to use? What kind of effect would I want to use to make it jump around like that? Got to think about that for a second. Any suggestions? Cool. Okay, Aaron Hedges. I'm listening to the critical comments now. Let's see. Aaron Hedges says it's a cool. Are you talking about the atmospheric sound? It's a cool sound, but I think the rhythm and groove of the nu metal part might be cool if it reinforces as more of a high-tech breakbeat instead of being more 4/4 oriented. You mean the rhythm of it? So, because like, yeah, you're right. This has got this kind of. I know. I think if I've got it right, if this is what you're talking about, this bass part, if it had a kind of funkier or more syncopated or mechanical kind of a rhythm, it's kind of a taste thing, right? I was asking about filters. We got SEM filter. We got auto filter, of course, auto filter. And Slink. Yeah, Slink would be cool. I think what I need is a bandpass filter or an all-pass filter. Could even be a phaser. And it's more about like how it's moving, like just to make sure that, just to modulate it so that it moves exactly with the rhythm. But let's try, y'all are talking about the MS-20 filter here from Montoya. Let's throw it on there. What do you mean it's not activated? Okay, I own it. Why is it not activated already? Let's see what this does. As soon as it decides to work. Huh. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, that's distortion. I feel like... Okay, there we go. So I need to be modulating this. Get the right kind of bandpass setup with... Stereo offset is cool. Ooh. Not sure. Definitely don't want to distort it more. It's already so crunchy. Yeah, I don't know. This is really cool. I think it might be a little too destructive for what I was thinking. Like it's taking away too much somehow. Who said autofilter? Someone said autofilter just to kind of keep it simple. And too loud. Like that might be the more simple answer, right? I've got this, the full unfiltered power, and then I've got this, and this could be modulated. All right. Interesting idea. Let's come back to that though. It's not inspiring me right now. I feel like it's dragging me out of the zone somehow. Cool. Oh, yeah. You guys are dissing on me for forgetting about the advanced section of the filter. All right, I'll give it one more shot before we give up on the idea. All right. So, okay. Advanced function generator, envelope follower. What I want, I think, is I want it like kind of sample and hold, like every time it's a random value every note. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I could do it here with the function generator. There's the step sequencer. But again, I'm gonna take the is there? No. Yeah, this thing doesn't have a triggered sample and hold kind of a situation, does it? And I think that's what I want. So yeah, we can do that with expression control. We're in the weeds. We are. All right, so we have our random value. And we're going to modulate that. Come on. Am I going crazy? Where did they put the map button? Oh, here it is. Target, map. Duh. Okay. Just... closer. Oh, it's doubling no because I'm playing two notes in that crazy weird noise. There we go. All right. I got it to modulate the way I was thinking. I finally remembered the way that I would want to do it, but I'm not sure I like it anymore. So as I was leaning towards, let's move forward. All right, so we have that. We have our I'm cool with that. What should we do next? All right, I already did have another idea for like another musical element and something with a melody, but something very electro. I threw just to keep the vibe of okay, we're doing physical modeling / modal / whatever's going on here. I threw a tele in there, and this is just literally the default sound, which somehow it's so sharp and pure, and it just cut right through. So this is what I was thinking, something like this. I mean, that could be a sawtooth wave in any synth, right? But it's not. And this makes it sound more electro again, I think. And we can build this into kind of a call and response thing with some other elements that happen in between. So much less heavy when you go into the simple version of the bass. I want some hi-hat variation. Not bad. Put a little extra hi-hat in there by mistake and it sounded cool, so I'm going to do it. One little hi-hat all by itself. I think we want it to be here. Nope. So out of it. I should have just programmed it in manually for the first time with the start at the right place. There it is. One little hi-hat makes me happy. Now, finally, let's go in and make some more weird noises with random before we like go too far off in a different direction. I'm gonna leave. I was gonna bounce this to audio and kind of commit to it, but let's leave that as MIDI and load up another one and see how it goes. How are y'all doing? Let's actually pause for a moment and talk. Let's take a breath. Here on Selway's Techno Electro Saturdays, here brought to you by 343 Labs Music Production School, and all of that stuff I usually say. Check the links. See what we're doing. It's funny. I kind of feel my energy level just started dipping down in the last few minutes. I think I need lunch. It's my blood sugar's dropping, or I'm dehydrated. Let's drink some water. What are y'all doing? What do you think of this weird stuff I'm doing today? How do we like the sounds that are coming out of random? Hey, D-Man, thank you. Glad you like it. Cool. Chimp really wants to see this go in the arrangement view. Yeah, I do too. But, you know, I like to build up a lot of ideas and elements to choose from and get to kind of a saturation point where, like, I've got a lot going on, like, okay, and then I go into the arrangement view. I mean, sometimes I'll start in the arrangement view or go into the arrangement view right away. It sort of depends on what kind of music I'm working on. In this case, I'm exploring and making a hypnotic groove, and I'm just trying to kind of still find my way. This is still what? How many parts do I have? 4? 5? This is still very early for me to be committing to the arrangement yet. I need some more ideas to come in first. So cool. Glad you like what's going on with the track today. It's kind of, I feel like it's still kind of rough. Maybe that's good. We'll keep it raw. Let's see, time wise, I don't know. We've got about another 15, 20 minutes to play around before I call it a day and go eat something. The aforementioned, we'll go get a bowl of pho and get some Vietnamese noodle soup going on. I think that sounds like a really good idea, actually. It's that, or there's a Mexican place across the street from 343 Labs that has amazing soup, actually. They got the caldo de pollo is killer. And anyway, I might do that. That's a good one on a real cold day when you're feeling a little chilly and you need something spicy. All right. Back to the plan, and let's load up random. Let's do actually this one. So, Random Metal's the new one. Random is the first thing that they did. Oh, and that is crazy loud. Like right away, it's clanging. And it's got a blob, which you can play with. What's that? There's like that buzz on the top. This is fun just to play with like that. All right, so I mean, already just out of the box, default preset sounds cool. What's going on here? We've got deviance and instability. So that's what's happening in the bass sound that I made. It's got instability changing the tone. It's doing that random detuning thing, which is kind of cool. And there's an envelope, and if I turn the envelope off, there's no sustain. It's just a trigger. So, you know, we've got like an impulse, like a burst of noise or something going into whatever complex, convoluted, crazy modal filter, physical modeling, distortion, feedback thing that's happening with this model. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like distortion and feedback and resonators. And we got the stress, which is what? The amplitude decay of the trigger, or the modulation decay in the ADSR. This is a weird model. Let's try another model. A little less crazy, a little more warm and harmonic, but some strange. There's a little strange details in it. That sounds kind of cool. I like how the glide sounds. Harmonic color, shifting the overtones around, up and down, I guess. That just sounds like low pass filter. That's very good. That's more electro now, right? Maybe a little loud. What's fluid? Bleed? Okay, bleed, I guess. I don't even hear any difference right now. Usually in bleed in collision, which is Live's physical percussion module, bleed is letting the sound of the trigger going through. But here I don't hear anything. Maybe it depends on what model you're using. Velocity sensitivity is cool. Okay, I like that. I think that with some kind of cool reverb on it, a little slappy reverb on it would be nice. I mean, how fast was that? To just, you don't have to worry about mixing oscillators together and picking filters and assigning modulation to anything, and it's just sounds awesome. Just right away. That was great. Let's put a hybrid reverb on there. Which is the one in algorithm that's got like the kind of gated reverb effect? Is it Quartz or is it Prism? I think it's Prism. I don't remember. Oh, whoa, D-Man's mentioning Bloodstrike. We were actually, my old hardcore, more kind of experimental hardcore hard techno record I did for Industrial Strength under the name of Spy, which was an homage to the band I was in the late 80s, early 90s called I Spy, but I used the name Spy for this really crazy hardcore record. Look it up, Bloodstrike. Thank you for acknowledging that. Which sound, I forgot now, which sound reminded you of that? That it has some weird noises in it, so it could be that I did something accidentally like that. Cool. You were in Caustic Visions? Awesome. I love those. I love that stuff. So nice. Old school heads. Nice to have you. Okay. All right. I kind of maybe like this to add a melodic bass-ish element as opposed to the rolling kind of one. I'm not sold on this reverb either. It's not exactly what I was thinking. All right, and there's also, do you hear that high pitch, that metallic kind of dee, 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 dee? I'm not sure I like that. How do I get rid of that? Or is that just... I probably have to move around in this XY thing. Yeah. It's something in the model that... I wish it would kind of... So this is where, like, using physical modeling kind of things with the envelopes don't always work the way you would expect them to, like in a regular, not regular, like in a subtractive wavetable or whatever synth. Because even like when I extend the release longer, it still just kind of stops, right? And you hear that weird resonance from the... What is going on with the sound? I feel like we're losing the plot. They're all cool. And you could just sit around all day like recording audio of this and just build a sample library out of it. I mean, it's just crazy how much variation there is so quickly. What key are we in? E flat. Yeah, I mean, if I do a more kind of standard minor, something like that, and then that needs work, but just as a starting point. Not bad. I just wish I could get rid of that high pitch. Ding, 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 ding. Dang, that's ticking me off. I guess you kind of just got to live with it for this particular synth, with this model I'm using. There's just that little beep, 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 and you can tune it, and sometimes it sounds good and sometimes it doesn't. Let's see what happens if I just change the matter, change the whole model to something else. Ow. Look at that black sludge. All right, you can get so weird with this. It's so crazy. Got some nice high resolution graphics going on here in this crazy blob. What just happened? Yeah, it's funny. Some of the models, depending on how high you put the stress up and the spike and like, the trigger going into it, you can really overdo it. This one sounds better with less going into it. I like this one smoother. Yeah, a little nicer when it's clean like that, right? It's not pushing it too hard. Does that work with this? No. Maybe. I feel like melodically they don't quite work together. I can figure it out though. If I just find a new melody for that little teleblip thing. How does that compare to this? Different vibe, but they still kind of complement each other. I don't know if they'll work together at the same time. We'll see. Maybe. A little busy. Yeah, they're kind of, I'm not sure if they should go together at the same time. This thing is crazy. That's random, and then random metal. Let's throw in like one more weird noise from random metal before we wrap it up today. What are y'all talking about? I haven't been watching the chat in a few minutes. Angel and Josh and Aaron are having a conversation, and David. Cool. Angel, you take care of the chat for me. I'm just going to keep doing weird things with these plugins. So even just using this, like loading up sampled drum kits, is great because they all sound amazing. Very distinctive percussion. It's like synthetic, but like really has, because of the physical modeling kind of stuff, it has this distinctive, like resonant character. And like probably easier to use, like making a cool sound because they have so much variation and they're so fluid, like for a typical use, like you might want to, that's why having the drag to export to make samples is so great, because you can just load them up into a drum kit and you're done, right? But because you don't always want your drum sounds to be wobbling all over the place, right? And then, some of the stuff I've heard in here, like I could do stuff like that with like collision and other physical models, plus like effects and things. Oh, this is like cowbells. Cool. Actually, I like this. I like the idea of playing something kind of melodic with weird mutant 808 cowbell sounds. And then, of course, you can key track with this to play melodies. Oh my gosh, what did they do? It's not chromatic. It's microtonal on this one. Is that in here in the advanced section? I was playing around with this earlier and I didn't see how you could do that. The other presets that I switched to key tracking were just chromatic, but this one isn't. Maybe it's this particular matter or model or whatever they call it. All right, too busy. Oh my God. Let's go back to the kit. I like the pitched up kind of tweaky cowbell. Let's see what's going on with these controls here. Right, impact. So that's how hard you're hitting it with the trigger. Not sure what the curve is doing in this particular sound. Right, that's the fundamental. All right, I guess, you know, pitch and shift sound like they're kind of doing the same thing. Again, it's got to depend on what is actually inside of here. It's not completely transparent. Some different types. And I think this loud and quiet section is like individual frequencies inside being boosted or cut. Yeah, it's kind of filtering or EQing in a way. Okay, good. Yeah, I keep going back to that short, tight, high frequency one. Let's just lay that in. Overly busy, syncopated, physical modeled cowbell. One of those patterns will work, or I'll fix it, or whatever. We'll deal with that in arrangement. So it isn't completely busy and shifting around and being crazy all the time. I think this could do call and response with the melody because they're so similar. That makes sense. You know what? Remember we were listening when I was playing with random, and there's that little high pitch thing that was there all the time that I couldn't get rid of. I'm starting to get tired of the one that it's in here. But I'm gonna break the sound if I fix it. I just have to tune it to something and live with it. Okay, I'll deal with that later. I think it's about time to wrap things up today. Thanks, everybody. Glad to be back on the job here on Saturdays for the live stream with you guys. Fun to hang out and fool around with these plugins. I've been wanting to start some new electro tracks, and so that's what we did today. And along with taking a look at these newish plugins from Beat Surfing, which they did not give me. I bought them. Legitimate business expense, because I get paid to do this. So I bought these to play around with them and to have some new sounds to have fun with. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again. And I will see you again next week. Adios. Where's the end button? Okay, adios.
Millennium sound. It takes you to the zone. In the zone you're free to move through the stars. In the zone you see the Zoid never dies.